From AIT Studios in Abuja, Nigeria, this is the O&M Late Show with Obiora Ilo and Mamode Akuga.
Hello and welcome. Yes, it's a beautiful Tuesday night here from the federal capital, Abuja. And of course, it's the O&M Late Show. My name is Mamode Akuga. I've got scripts with me, and so does Obiora. It's the season of tearing of papers and ID cards, if you like, but we're not tearing ours.
Mamode said it's a beautiful Tuesday evening. I don't know if I agree with him that much. Why would I agree? In Port Harcourt, River State, the reports we are getting is that at least 3 bomb explosions and sporadic gunshot were heard in Okrika at the APC rally that took place there at the National Secondary School in Okrika. And it was learned that the police had warned about the danger of holding a rally in Okrika because of safety concerns.
Yes, if you remember very quickly, Obiora, they had tried to hold a rally there about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Before they got there in the morning, some people stormed the place, destroyed things that had been set up, equipment and all that, and so that rally could not take place.
And it hurts because almost in every state, in River State in particular, in Port Harcourt in particular, there have been this agreement signing by the contenders, by the political parties.
Exactly.
So why are we living a life of lies? If we don't believe in those treaties, we don't believe in those agreements, then we don't need to sign them. Why would River State continue to be the hub of violence?
Well, Obiora, it beats my imagination, and it gets to me when I see these things happen because by and large, you could describe me as a Port Harcourt boy. So it's I feel very pained by what is going on.
If you look at the pictures that we are showing right now, you see the stampede. Besides that, some people may have been killed in such an incident. You see people running for their dear lives. A stampede in a crowded campaign like we see around the country could leave scores of people dead.
Yes, we will look into this much later on the program today, but some cheering news. The Independent National Electoral Commission has said that over 52 million people have collected their permanent voter cards, PVCs. According to an electronic mail sent to journalists on Tuesday by the Commission, the figure represented 75.88% of the 68,833,476 registered voters nationwide.
INEC is being very scientific these days. Yeah. They said that these figures are as at today, Tuesday. February 17th. So some cheering news.
Some gains from the postponement.
Yes.
Because we are seeing more and more people now.
Well, but Jega is still in the news. The National Assembly, the Senate in particular, is summoning Jega to come and tell them how ready the INEC is. The decision was taken following a motion by the Senate leader, Victor Ndoma Egba, earlier today. He noted that there was the need for Jega to come and explain and demonstrate the use of the card readers.
Yeah, the card readers. Not forgetting that some of the card readers that had been deployed had also been withdrawn for possible testing and reconfiguration. A lot is going on, but time, in the next few days, of course, will reveal the true picture of all that is happening within INEC.
And the Nobel laureate, Wole Soyinka, is having some headache. He has criticized the 2 frontline candidates in the March 28 presidential election, President Goodluck Jonathan of the People's Democratic Party and General Buhari of the All Progressive Congress. He described President Jonathan, who is running for a 2nd term, and the opposition leader Buhari as problematic candidates.
Yes, Obiora, for him, he says one of them is plagued by the past, and that will be General Buhari, because for him, he says that his administration represented the very brutal face of military dictatorship. So, but the other candidate is plagued by the present. And for him, an example of that was the inability of President Goodluck Jonathan to rescue the Chibok girls.
Some politicians are already packing their bags and
getting ready to
either take over power
or go into exile.
Or go into exile.
Yes.
And that's the great Olabode George. He says that if Tinubu finds his way into national government, he, Olabode George, will go into exile.
Exactly. Well, he believes, the relationship between Olabode George and Tinubu has not been the best in recent times. Olabode George has accused Tinubu of a lot of things that led to his personal problems. And so I'm sure that feud is still going on. So
he said he lacks the temerity and calmness of mind.
Yes, to be in government. And that even if
in government,
Tinubu finds himself in government,
he wouldn't know what to do with power.
Well, those who have power and what they are doing with it, former Minister of the Federal Capital Territory and the All Progressives Congress, APC governorship candidate in Kaduna State, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, has asserted on his official Twitter account that Sambo Dasuki, National Security Advisor, and Ita Ekpeong, Director General, Department of State Services, are the two biggest threats to Nigeria's national security.
And the military has joined in the fray of the Obasanjo PDP or PDP Obasanjo saga. The Defense Headquarters has described former President Olusegun Obasanjo as an embarrassment to the military institution. This was contained in a statement posted on the Facebook page while reacting to a statement created to the former military ruler that the general elections were postponed to enable the president to use the service chiefs for tenure extension in an electronic mail on Monday. So he says that the Defense Headquarters says Obasanjo is an embarrassment to the military
and they say the entire world has moved beyond the mentality of Obasanjo. Well, we'll be discussing Obasanjo shortly on the program. The man just keeps on staying with the headlines.
Oh yes.
I don't know how he does it.
And I think when he took the decision to tear his ID card or membership card
of PDP
of the PDP, he had to assemble the press, assemble everyone. But you tell me,
it's attention grabbing.
Really. Tell me,
attention grabbing.
Why did he not? Is he scared that he'll be sued or something? Why didn't he tear the card himself? Why did he have to give it to someone else? That was a lot of drama.
It's a lot of drama, and it looked like something the president of the National Association of Nigerian Students will do.
I hope our director shows the picture once again. Yeah. I mean, because first of all, as I understand it, it's like when you work for an organization, the ID card is not your property. It's the property of your organization. Yeah. And that's why they write behind it that if you're quitting service, you have to return it to so-and-so officer.
So that card belongs to the PDP?
So the card belongs to the PDP. It doesn't belong to Olusegun Obasanjo. But I know that in the course of our program, we'll know whether he has a right, actually, to tear. Yes. I mean, one of my friends said that what Obasanjo did was like a woman in a marriage and decides that, look, I don't want this marriage anymore. He doesn't go to a court of competent jurisdiction to seek for a dissolution of the marriage. She just goes to her portmanteau, that's what we call it where I come from, the box, and brings out the marriage certificate and tears the marriage certificate and says that she's divorced.
No longer married. Well, we'll look at all that later on today, but PDP Ogun State did say that they've expelled Obasanjo. Belated, we had said here,
more than 2 months ago.
More than 2 months ago that they needed to do that.
Okay, not more than 2 months ago, actually.
In beginning of January.
Beginning of January.
Yeah, just maybe like 6 weeks ago.
Yes.
Yeah. So we had said here that they needed to do that, but
whether they were scared.
They were scared
of Obasanjo.
Well, yes, but it's belated.
It's better late than never.
Yes. Joining us later on the program today, we have engineer Samson Ngerebara, who was former commissioner for works in Rivers State. He'll be joining us to talk about Obasanjo and PDP. Also joining us later on,
No, joining us also with Ngerebara
yes.
is Dr. Ifedi Okwenna,
Yes.
who was also a former SA to former President Obasanjo. Ifedi was also a former commissioner in the
for environment
in Anambra State.
Yes.
Who better to talk about Obasanjo than a man who had served as his assistant some years.
And then talking about the crisis in River State, the Okrika APC rally today will be joined later on by the Deputy National Secretary of the APC and current Director of Mobilization for the Peterside Dakuku Campaign Organization in River State.
We're also making efforts to speak with the police authorities in River State. If we are lucky, we'll be speaking to the commissioner. If we are not so lucky, we'll be speaking to the spokesman of the River State Police. We're making efforts. Our team, we are battling to see if we can get them on the phone to also give us their own side of the story. These and many more.
Of course, when we return. Don't go away. You're still onto the O&M Late show. Now we get down to brass tacks.
Did you want to say anything about those military officers with the precision? I know you play golf.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can't do what they just did.
Not now, not anymore. Maybe when I was much younger. Well, we have with us, joining us now, first engineer Samson Ngerebara, and of course also Dr. Ifedi Okwenna. Both of them joining us now to look at Obasanjo and the PDP.
The PDP. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mamadi, did you in any way, when we were sending the invitation, tell them it's all white?
No, I mean, it was, maybe they had that agreement within themselves. The coincidence.
Yeah. So, gentlemen, you're Nigerians. It's not like you arrived from Mars. I'm sure you followed the ding-dong game between the PDP and former President Olusegun Obasanjo. Some few days we heard oh, he went to London, endorsed Buhari. Oh, I did not endorse Buhari. And then it came to a head. The former president ordered a party official to tear his membership card. And in a swift, that's the way they say it, in a swift reaction, the PDP fired him. What's your take, sir?
To me, I think that every person is entitled to his own opinion, and that as a Nigerian, he has a right to leave the party if he chooses to do so. And to me, as a PDP man, it's not a surprise. Early last year, I heard the former president said he was retiring from politics. And if somebody has retired from politics on his own accord, whatever he does thereafter should not be a surprise to anybody. But I think why he's making headline is because he has been a former president, he has been a former, he's an army general, and a former president, and that's why it's attracting attention. You know, in sometimes when people can repeat a sentence or repeat a word in course of communication just for purpose of emphasis, and sometimes too, people can take an action that is like a little bit dramatic, for two reasons, from my own understanding. One, it could be for emphasis. Two, it could also be to check them from going back to what they said they wouldn't want to do. And that's the way I look at it. Obasanjo has decided to abandon PDP. He has also decided to tear his own membership card. Tearing of membership card does not add any extra impact on his decision to leave the party. It's just for purpose of emphasis. That's my own understanding. But the key thing there is that Obasanjo is not an ordinary person. Having been a president, he should know that his actions, people will look at it at that level, not as an ordinary man. And having been exposed to that level also, he should also know that there are certain things he need not do. Not that he doesn't have the right to do it, but he doesn't need to do it. Because as a former president, what is important is the position. The man that is occupying that position today did not know he was going to occupy it today. And tomorrow another person will come. And anything any man does should be aimed at preserving the integrity and the sanctity of that position. That's why he's making news. Okay. Otherwise, it's not a new thing for anybody to leave a party.
All right, Dr. Ifedi. Obasanjo told the world that, look, I'm done with PDP. I want to be a statesman. That singular act of, tearing his party card, is that statesmanly?
I think it's a comedy. It's an unfortunate comedy. Because my father died at a very old age. And as he was getting old and older and older, he was showing more maturity. He was showing more example so that we, the children, will learn from him. Unfortunately, our former president seemed not to be like that. I read a piece where they compared him with another general who was the former head of state. They say why this one was getting older, is becoming more statesman-like, while the other man is becoming more childish. So the unfortunate thing is that he wanted to be a statesman. Yes, he had been a statesman. As a matter of fact, he should go down as the father of modern Nigeria. Former military head of state, voluntarily handed over to a civilian government, was acting as a check to all the governments that came after him, from Chagari to Buhari to Babangida to Echoneko to Abacha to Abu Salam, back to himself. He had been checking them. At times he will write sarcastic letters to some of these heads of state. I remember he asked one man what he forgot in government house. Eventually he himself went back, apparently to pick something he himself forgot. I think he like my colleague has said, you can resign, you are free to resign, but the comedy attached to it. You order a chairman of a party to tear your membership card. I mean, that does not show
Okay.
approach.
Okay. I'm glad both of you are members of the PDP.
Yeah.
Okay? What is wrong with the PDP? You see, let's talk about maybe the positives in Obasanjo. I mean, you can't be a former head of state and not be able to comment on issues in the country. Some people said, oh, he brought Jonathan, so why would he criticize Jonathan? And some other people said, so if you put somebody in an office, even if you think the person is not living up to the billings of that office, that as an elder, as a father, you're not able to criticize. Why do we have this internal rumbling in the PDP, in the local governments, in the states, the primaries, a lot of, Otong, for instance, in Benue, was a former minister in this government. He's now APC. Labaran Mako is a former minister, spokesman of this government. He's in APGA. I've heard some people say that internal democracy is a big challenge in the PDP. That's why people go out today, they come back tomorrow, and the President Obasanjo criticizes today and comes to a party tomorrow and jumps out the next day. What's the problem with PDP? Sorry, this is a very long.
Well, I think I don't think there's any problem with PDP.
Are you talking sincerely?
Let me be sincere to you. You see, until recently, PDP was the giant in the sun, the only big party in the country. And people can afford to do anything because, you know, if you want to win a federal election, you must win it from PDP. I tell you, with the coming of APC, it took PDP by surprise. The APC becoming a force.
Okay. The growing up of the opposition.
Growing up of the opposition. I really have taken a PDP by surprise. And I tell you, whatever you call lack of internal democracy, which I believe is not only limited to PDP, because every other party in Nigeria has the same problem.
But we are talking about PDP.
So now I find that the same problem you are now having, PDP will correct itself, because they have, for the first time, they are going for an election where they are big challenger. And I am very sure that a lot of things will change after this time around. But I must tell you that problem you mentioned as a PDP problem is not only PDP problem, even the small parties. As a matter of fact, it's only PDP that you see primaries taking place. In all other small parties, they impose candidates, and nobody dare question it.
We saw primaries in the APC.
Well, like I said,
on national television.
Wesa poker. Wesa poker. I call it Wesa poker because you see it, you think it's what you see, but it's something that's already worked out.
But that's politics. You
you
well.
used to see PDP primaries those days at Eagle Square.
Yes.
You see them, but they all worked out and demonstrated, and you come to see it. You remember when we have Obasanjo, and Obasanjo, Okwenna. You know those.
Well, my take on that is that PDP is a large house, a very big house, and a successful house for that matter. And anybody who wants to aspire for any position believes that as soon as he gets the PDP ticket, it could be a guarantee that they are going to win the election. Unfortunately, just like my colleague said, we now have a very serious contender. And then the party has to take a more critical look into who becomes what or who flags the flag of the party. And that's why what you are seeing or what you are describing as lack of internal democracy, it's not that there is no internal democracy. There is. But you know, Nigerians generally, for the past 16 years, are not used to such things. Again, you will agree with me that now that the opposition is strong, the ruling party has to actually be a bit more critical than what it used to be. Because of the lack of spirit of gamemanship in most of us. Otherwise, if you participate in the primaries, whichever way the party, because normally in PDP, when you obtain your nomination form, you will see in part of the column in the nomination form that states clearly that the National Working Committee of the party has the final say in whatever becomes the result of the primaries. And all of us signed. I also participated. I was one of the governorship aspirants in River State. And I experienced it also. But because I discovered that I had already signed that conditionality, that's why I decided to go along with the party, because that was part of the condition which I signed.
Does it make it right?
There cannot be a perfect situation in any human situation. It can never be. All over the world, it has never been. Even in America, that is well developed today, if you look closely, you will still see some human errors here and there. That's the truth.
All right.
Yes.
Let's come back to Obasanjo.
Yeah.
Can anybody, regardless of whatever position you have occupied in the past, can anybody be bigger than the party? Before today, before yesterday,
Yes.
when he tore his party card, he had clearly been involved in anti-party activities. Yes. He had endorsed the governorship candidate of APC in Ogun State, where he had his own party. You know, he had gone outright in public to castigate his own party members and talk down at his party and all that. These were clearly anti-party activities, and nothing could, the party could not do him anything. Is there a point where somebody can be bigger, larger than the party?
I don't think anybody can be bigger than a party, but it all boils down to what we see since the Fourth Republic started in 1999. You could recall that in the First Republic and Second Republic, the party leadership is under the chairman of the party. There's nothing like a president or a prime minister being the leader of the party. But when we return to this dispensation, we now see governors being leaders of the party in the state, local government chairman being leader of the party in the local government, and the president being the leader of the party at the national level. And that has weakened the party cohesion. And based on that, having seen himself as a former leader of the party, and if you know Obasanjo very well, he's somebody who believes that he's more intelligent than anybody else. And he can anoint anybody, and anybody who he doesn't anoint does not supposed to exist. So he suddenly sees himself to have anointed the presidents, and of course, former BOT chairman. You know what they have with that BOT, the PDP constitution, which was later changed, that conferred him like a life chairman of BOT of the party. Then that power, he suddenly realized that he saw himself as somebody who now anoints, and everybody will take authority from him. So he is not doing that. I don't see him doing that as a party man. He's doing that as a former head of state, a former president, former leader of the party, and former this and former that, and who can direct everybody. I knew that part of the problem is the way he related with the president. Apparently, when he was living at Aso Rock, he thought he would delegate power from Ota. That whoever is in Aso Rock would be working with a delegated power. The main power will now come from somewhere else. But unfortunately, a president is a president. You don't take it away from any president. Even if you're a president of a town union or a village union, you're a president. And those powers conferred on a president lies with you. So unfortunately, what he wanted to achieve, he wasn't achieving it. And then that perhaps affected the relationship with the president, affected the relationship with the party, and then eventually he found the only way to do is to chicken out. And I tell you, one like interesting thing.
A child throwing tantrums who did not get his chocolates and all that.
Yeah, and one interesting thing is that you may be surprised to know that he may not even like Buhari to be president.
Why would you say that?
Well, this is somebody who will not like anybody to equal his record.
Okay, I'll take us back.
That's an interesting angle.
Yes, that's an interesting angle. But let me take us back to a question I asked earlier. And when you started, you said that Obasanjo is a Nigerian, has rights and all that. Doesn't he enjoy that right of, today I think you're doing well, and tomorrow I think you're not doing well? If Obasanjo says everything is good in PDP, nobody throws missiles at him. But anytime he criticizes government or his party, people don't want to know whether it was constructive or otherwise. Doesn't he have a right to say, this is my opinion, this is where I stand?
He has. He has the right. But the difference between him and an ordinary citizen is that he has been a president. And as a president, he has an unlimited access to the present president.
He said he has used his written letters, he had meetings, and it looks like he's knocking at a closed door.
See, no matter maybe the resistance he must have received of recent, it's not enough for him to discredit a sitting president. You will recall about 3 or 4 years ago in South Africa, Jacob Zuma, the present president, had himself he fell into some kind of problem in South Africa.
Yes.
Yes, but there was no time.
Financial.
Yes, financial problem,
yes.
even including some level of immorality.
Yeah.
There was allegations here and there. But the late president of South Africa never made any statement in that direction. He must have given advice behind the scene. And that is what a former president is supposed to do, no matter the level of provocation. No matter. It shows maturity. You see, one thing I discovered in Nigeria generally, that most of us confuse leadership with management.
Can you explain it?
Yes, I can explain. See, as soon as you remove ethics from leadership, it becomes management. The same thing to politics. As soon as you remove integrity from politics, it becomes a technique. And any genuine leader, the joy of a genuine leader, you are able to transfer yourself into people. People should be aspiring to be, I want to be like Obasanjo. I want to be like...
mentorship.
Exactly. But that aspect is not there. All our understanding about leaders, how to share food and provide amenities, that's not it. It's your ability to transfer yourself into your citizens. People should be able to aspire to be like you. Why is Nelson Mandela a model? He exhibited some level of character that is not common. And we expect that from any leader who has gotten to the peak of leadership. That's my only disagreement with Obasanjo.
And you don't see that in Obasanjo at all?
I don't see it at all. Again, just like my brother said, if you have led before, you can also lead by being led. You don't need to be in the front always to be a leader. You can be behind the scene and still be a leader. And we don't also know our limits. Most of the times, we don't know our limits. We don't know our limits.
We're running out of time.
I give kudos to Jonathan. He has exhibited a high degree of courage and patience.
I think we end this conversation with this moral that you just shared.
Yes.
That having led,
yes,
you can lead again by being led. Yes, that's a good one.
That's the truth.
That's a good one. Thank you, gentlemen,
Thank you too.
coming on the O&M Late Show. The conversation continues. I don't think that we've seen the end of it.
No.
Just that we have to leave a little gift for you to take home.
Yes.
So when you go back to Anambra, they will know that you were a guest
so much.
on the O&M Late Show.
Thank you.
Please keep it on your desk.
Thank you.
Okay.
I do that. Thank you.
All right, Dr. Ifedi, thank you so much.
Very much. Thank you.
All right, the show continues shortly. When we come back, we will talk with RJ Ngofa, Deputy National Secretary of the APC. Don't go away.
I will be talking violence in politics.
I hear in Nigeria, nothing is happening, nothing is working, nothing is making sense. When I look in Nigeria, I see the economy is growing. Young people have better opportunities. The farmers are rejoicing. Transportation is getting better and better. The roads are better than they have been in a long, long time. So why are they lying? Why are they covering the truth? Where is the integrity? Where is the patriotism? Maybe that's why they don't want to debate. People, think about the truth. Think Nigeria. Vote Goodluck Jonathan for president. This message is brought to you by Wind of Hope.
You're still watching the O&M Late Show on AIT. Don't forget that you can join this conversation by contacting us using any of our social platforms. But then, if you have not started this edition of the program with us and you think you've lost anything, don't bother. Just go to our online TV portal, www.hblnews.com. Then you can watch all our past editions. You can get the latest news trending anywhere in the world. And you can also make your comments about the show.
Of course. Well, moving on now, we're going to be talking about violence in politics in Rivers State. And joining us to talk about the fiasco with the Okrika rally today in Rivers State is Mr. Ngofa, who is Deputy National Secretary of the APC.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Oji.
Thank you, my brother.
Sit, please.
Were you at the rally?
Oji is also Director of Mobilization.
Yes, of the Greater Together campaign organization.
Which is for Dakuku Peter side, your gubernatorial candidate.
Okay, Mahmoud, let's take a break and look at the clips of the rally in Okrika today. Well, what you were hearing, they were not knockouts. They actually, well, our reporters tell us that those were gunshots. And of course, you saw people running. Thank God there was...
Scampering to safety.
Scampering to safety. Thank God there wasn't a stampede. Yeah, I was asking, were you at the rally?
No, I wasn't.
But you've been talking to people that were at the
I've
rally?
Been talking to them and I've gotten all the information.
What actually happened from the information you were getting?
Yeah, from the information I gathered, you know that this is actually the 4th time we have fixed the rally for Krika. The first time we fixed the rally for Krika was on the 31st of January, and similar thing happened. The only difference now is that we are seeing this on live television, so people will know who has been lying. And our canopies and machines, everything we set up for that rally was damaged. We shelved it. After meeting with the police authorities, we rescheduled for last week Tuesday. The police authorities asked us to shift it to Thursday, last Thursday. Last Thursday, we were told that Her Excellency, the wife of the president, was going to have a program on that Thursday. We had to shelve it again for today. And this is what has happened today.
Is it because you don't have support in the Okrika area?
I'm sure with the clip you would have seen the large turnout, the crowd there. And so I think that if we didn't have support, they should have allowed the world to see whether or not we have support. You know, so why, if you think we don't have support, why wreak violence on people? Why attack party members who, you know?
Who is afraid of the APC in Okrika?
That is the big question. You know, who stands to benefit from these acts of intimidation and violent attack? That is who is afraid of APC. So whoever benefits from this sort of thing that we have just seen on TV is who stands to benefit from this act of violence is the person that is afraid. Otherwise, what is the problem? We all should have right to our democratic space. PDP has been going around the state, holding their rallies, sensitizing people, win potential voters. Why not allow APC to do the same?
How important is Okrika to, I mean, the gubernatorial elections in Rivers State?
I cannot say how important Okrika is because, but for us, every local government is important because you get votes from every local government. But from what we have seen, you don't forget that local government is the hometown of Her Excellency, the wife of the president. And we think that this reoccurring violence in Okrika may perhaps not be unconnected with the fact that certain persons don't want APC to be grounded in Okrika.
Have any foothold whatsoever?
Yes.
But police is also accusing the APC of not heeding
to their warning.
To their warnings about
What warnings,
the security concerns they had expressed and why they felt that it was not conducive for that kind of rally to hold.
I want to tell you that today's rally, the date for today's rally was given to us by the police. The one for last Thursday was also given to us by the police. Later, the police turned around to tell us that that Thursday will no longer be conducive, that they cannot provide us with security, and we agreed on today.
Well, we are still making efforts to get the spokesperson of the police in Rivers State on the line. We are not giving up yet. Our team members are still battling to see if they can get him. Well, if they are listening to us, they can also get us and give us their own side of the story.
And I want to say that from information available, police did well today.
Oh,
they
great.
provided security today, but they were just outnumbered by the sheer strength of the hoodlums who were brought in to disrupt the rally. And for me, even as I speak with you, one of the casualties, a policeman, is dead. He's in the morgue in BMH. 4 others are critically laying in the hospital. And a lot of our party people who, from the stampede you have seen, they ran to different directions. Some have not been seen. I'm even told that one policeman have not been seen up to this moment. And they are still threatening, and there are still fears that they are going to houses of known APC members in Okrika local government to threaten to attack them and burn their houses. So it's not about not hidden police warning, because today police provided security, but they were overwhelmed.
What about your gubernatorial candidate?
He just escaped by an hair's breadth today because he had...
So he's safe and sound?
Yes, he's okay. I've spoken to him this evening. He was rescued by, the policemen too, into the vehicle and took him away from the venue of the rally.
Why is Rivers State,
such a hotbed?
Yes, why is there always... Anytime there are elections in
I think some people, it's obvious because you know how important Rivers State is in the political equation of this country. And I'm sure you may have been following the evolving political drama that has been going on in Rivers State since February 2013. And some people are just not tolerant. Some people think that because they have power, everybody must behave the way they like. You know that from February 2013, our governor was in PDP until then, when the structures of the party were taken away from him through some, processes that we think were not quite clear, and it made it very difficult for him and for us to remain in that party, and we left. So ever since, we've been witnessing this sort of thing. People don't think that we have a right, constitutional right in that matter, to associate with whoever we like to associate, with whatever party we want to associate
But everybody must not be in one party.
Everybody must not be in one party. So I think that, just like somebody said before I came on set, you know, we must separate our constitutional duty from our partisan interests. If we don't do that, with those charged with the responsibility of securing us, people have constitutional responsibility of providing security. And those people and such institutions must separate their partisan interest from their constitutional responsibility. And I think it's that dilemma that is responsible for the violence in Rivers State.
Ngofa, you
Yes,
already referred to our past guests that were on the program.
Yes.
So I will also take you back to some of the things we had discussed at that program, at that segment of this program. You have said, because this and that did not happen, you felt that you needed to have ventilation in another political group.
Yes.
And I want to ask, because this has become tradition in Nigeria, politicians, do they believe, is there a philosophy they believe in? When they say this is our manifesto,
Yes.
do they believe in that manifesto?
Yeah.
Because if you have issues with your party, for instance, like you had, and the next day you jump to APC, which manifesto, which philosophy, which principles are leading people like that?
Okay.
In political parties in Nigeria, not just in Rivers State.
It's quite clear, you know, even when the PDP gentlemen were here, they made mention of that fact. When I believe that, I know that as a politician, I am driven by my beliefs, I'm driven by my principles. But when you have people who are leading a party, who are supposed to be the custodians of the manifesto of the party, not doing what they should do, what options are you left with? When they personalize the political party, when party becomes the issues about themselves and their spouses.
You fight from the inside, if you believe in it.
How do you fight from inside when the final authority, you can fight from inside when they are following rules, when there are processes. Democracy is a process. You must follow rules. Now, how do you fight when people don't follow rules? When people believe that one man has the final say, whether he is right or wrong. And when this man does not have the ethics, just like it was mentioned here, he does not have the ethics. His judgment is based on his personal beliefs and what benefits him, and benefits probably his family. Who is the custodian of the manifesto? That's why party is institutionalized in most of the structures of the party. For instance, the BOT. BOT is supposed to be the conscience of the party. Then you have the NEC, you have the NWC, you have the caucus. All these organs of the party are saddled with various responsibilities that are supposed to ensure that processes of the party and manifestos of the party are guaranteed. But what do you have here? You have a situation where one person, just one person, just look at where we have come from. One person is the custodian of this. And at the end of the day, it's what he says, what he wants, what he likes. How do you juxtapose that with the principle that drives you as a person and you want to see it realized?
How can we change this mindset in the parties? How can we bring about this participation and the rights of everybody being protected in the parties?
Must learn to understand and follow their own rules. The problem we have is that even parties, unlike in most developed countries, our parties are not as strong as they should be. But we have, what the situations we have here is political office holders that were brought by the party are more powerful than the party
itself. Anyway,
they are more powerful than the party. So the party that is supposed to be the custodian of the manifesto, the rule, the regulation that's supposed to guide party, even the president ought to be called to order by the party. But the reverse is the case here. The president fires whoever he wants to fire, even fires the party chairman.
All right. Let me very quick one.
The governors too.
Very quick one
It's the same problem
before you go.
governors, you know.
You said you've spoken to your governorship candidate.
Yes.
Are you guys going back to Okrika to hold that rally sometime in the near future?
Now, we believe that everybody owns Rivers State. Rivers State belongs to all of us. We cannot be stopped from holding our rallies in any part of Rivers State because the others too are holding their rallies. We must hold our rallies everywhere. We must hold our rallies everywhere. I don't see why people would think that they have all that it takes and they think they have the people on ground. Why disturb others? Because if I were the one and I think that I have all the support that I need in my hometown, I won't bother others. I'll say, go there. We'll meet at the election ground. That is where we'll meet. That is where we show our strength.
Thank you so much. That's all we have time for.
I was just going to say that with this seeming provocation,
yes,
how are you educating your members?
And I tell you, that's why there seems to be just a bit of stability in Rivers State, because in our party, we don't believe in all that. We don't believe in this sort of violence, of course. We also, if we think that we have to resort to self-help, we know what to do, but we don't believe in that. And that's why we are on programs like this, to continue to expose these unwarranted violent attacks on our party, so that those who are charged with the responsibility to take care of situations like this do their job.
All right. Ngofa, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We wish you a safe rally in Okrika in the future.
Definitely we will do rallies.
And we beseech you to be a peace ambassador.
That's what
when
we have
you go back.
That's what we have.
All right, a little gift for you.
Here. Thank you very much.
To take back to Port Harcourt.
Thank you very much.
At least,
Mahmoud, good to see you.
Good to see you too. Good to see you.
It's been nice speaking with you.
Thank you.
Well, Felix, I don't know how we got to this point.
Well,
I don't know how this will continue to happen in our country. I think the authorities have to take charge.
Yeah, the authorities have to take charge. And when things happen like this, even the political office holders at the national level, we want to see them condemn this type of violence. We want to see them take action against it. It doesn't matter who is perpetrating the violence. When anything happens like this, people in power, irrespective of the political party that you belong, because some people might be saying now that, okay, we are PDP, we are the center, we don't want to make any comment about it. What is bad is bad.
Well, we've also condemned attacks on the president on this program. A lot of well-meaning Nigerians have also condemned such attacks. The same way we're condemning the attack in Rivers State today. And we are urging those whose job it is to keep peace, please go there and make sure there's peace.
The APC needs to have their space to organize their rallies
in Okrika.
In Okrika. It has to happen. Any part of Nigeria, anybody who is contesting for an office is free to campaign, and the person must be provided the necessary security to do that.
Well, with that word of advice, we've come to the end of another program.
Yes.
We are so grateful that you make our time to invest in us. I am Obiora Ilo from Abuja, Nigeria. Don't forget, you can watch this program again on www.hblnews.com.
All right. And of course, Friday night, 11 p.m., we'll be back here to do it again. Until then, I am Mahmoud Akuga. Bye for now.